be homes like right now as an adult, um, as a member of Cap Outside and living your life, being a career man, engineer, right? Engineer, all
Yep.
that good stuff. You know, and you in Kansas City, we all in different, three different cities. You in Kansas City, Ryan's back home in St. Louis, I'm in Dallas. How has the organization entail and what you learned throughout your undergrad years, how has that helped you right now in your life? How have
Well,
you applied it to your life?
well, if you can, so from my undergrad experience in Kappa and being a noob, I feel like that prepared me to be like an adult, like to be a parent, to be a
B, you sounding muffled again.
say what?
You sounding muffled again.
All right. I feel like it prepared me to be like an adult, like corporate America, to be a parent because like you trying to be in an organization, you trying to do schoolwork, you juggling all this stuff, and then you got all this pressure applied to you. So it feels like it prepared you for the world. So you get out here in the real world and you got stress from bills and children if you have kids. And it's like it feel like it kind of prepares you for that, how to handle stress, and how to multitask.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, with all the stuff I went through in undergrad, I feel like it prepared me to kind of be a man. It kind of matured me while I was in college, just the whole
Mm-hmm.
experience. Um, but in being in an organization, you can go across the globe and like run into a Kappa, run into a new, whatever organization you're in, and just get that love, get that connection, and they're gonna be hospitable.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we was at Mizzou. Matter of fact, no, like here we have a lot of newts that move in and out of the city, and we embrace them. And then we start inviting them to barbecues whenever we cooking at the house. So it's like you always got that connection. And even in the business sense, you might get uh, someone. Matter of fact, I knew somebody that worked at Anheuser-Busch that was a Nubian. I had that connection. So being in an organization, um, you have your good and your bad. Like I learned that all friends ain't frat and all frat ain't friends, stuff
There
like
you
that.
go. There you go.
So you kind of have to be careful about who um, you know, just who you interact with and keep, who you put your trust in sometimes. Because sometimes people have their own personal interests. But for the most part, there's a lot of good brothers out here. I've had nothing but love from, I mean, even across all the organizations. So, um, and like college is kind of like a microcosm of the real world. You got your athletes, you got your Greeks, you got people in band. So it's like when you're an athlete or a student, you kind of looked at as a role model. And so, like, you kind of set the tone for the campus a little bit because you're the one throwing the parties. You kind of doing a lot of the events. So that kind of prepares you for, like, how to handle different people and how to interact with people and be social. And so I think all that just mixed up together just prepares us to being men and being able to handle our team.
Gotcha. That's
So,
deep. That's deep, man. I had that same perspective. Now, Ryan, same question. How has becoming a member of your fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma, and how you transfer what you learned during those days, those early days, how you transfer that into life, and how it has it? Because I believe in any organization, it didn't make you a man; it made you a better man because it's training. Now we call it training for leadership. I don't know what you all call it. We call it true manliness and fidelity, training for leadership. That's what we stand on. We stand on that. So when you all conduct the transfer from undergrad to graduate or undergrad to being a full fledged adult, how did you experience that, and how has it helped you be a better Ryan Branson that you are?
Well, let me see if I can work this from a different angle. Um, First, I had a dean that was a man, like a real man. Like when I came into the frat, my dean had a wife and 3 kids. He was a man, and when he dealt with me and my LBs, he dealt with us like we were men because we were. He didn't he didn't talk to us or deal with us like we were kids. That was major.
Hmm.
That was major in the sense that uh, you know, a lot of times when you come into these orgs, depending on where you are as far as your development, you may need a big bro to coddle you a little bit more than most people. But he didn't need to coddle us because we already had jobs. When I played, I was in my senior year of college. I was already making a transition into manhood. So the conversations that I was having was different. Like, okay, what's next? Um, I will say that the frat taught me to be humble. I was a Freemason before I was a Sigma, so coming from that lineage, uh, especially with my grandfather, who he was, you know, I had a deep sense of arrogance embedded inside of me that was also projected and perpetuated at the time, just based off the fact of who my grandfather was, and the fact that I bore his last name. But Sigma didn't care about none of that. You had to humble yourself to get yours. So that has helped me in the professional world because, you know, when you're in the professional world, you can't, everything ain't for everybody. And sometimes you don't need to have the last word. And sometimes you don't need to say everything. And sometimes you just need to close your mouth. So it helped, it definitely helped me with that. But most importantly, I think I get an opportunity to reach back to the bros at Harris Stowe, and the ones that really want the tutoring, that I see that they want the tutoring and need the tutoring, they kind of navigate their way toward me, and I give them the same thing that my dean gave me, and they end up becoming they my little brothers, but in many ways they end up becoming my sons. I mean, it's crazy. I can go to Harris Stowe and what's up, big bro? What's up, Pop? What's going on, baby? And yeah, I saw him. Yeah, I made him. Whatever, but it's always different because I care about what's going to happen after the fact. I tell them all the time, your mama didn't send you to school to be the mom. Your mama sent you to school to get a degree. First, are we doing that? Then
Hmm.
after we do that, now what's next?
Hmm.
And when they come to me like, hey, big bro, I'm looking for an internship, or I'm looking for a job, or I bust my ass to make sure if it's in my power, and I can make it happen. I can put in a good word, and you gotta have your ducks in a row though. Your grades gotta be right. You just can't come to me expecting me to give you something. I gotta see that you put in the work. If you put in the work, I'm gonna put in the work, and we're gonna make it happen.
I love
Yep.
it. I love both of those answers, man.